Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back to Two Peas. Isn't this how we ended our last
It
episode?
is. It is.
Welcome back to Two Peas. I am
Welcome.
your co-host, Bo.
And I am your co-host, Catherine.
I am going to be honest with you. I did not come prepared with topics.
I only have one thing that I maybe can talk about.
Oh, actually, I did come prepared with one topic, and that is that I was taking our niece to school today, and she said when she grows up she wants to be a ballerina.
Oh, that's
Because-
new. That's a new one.
Because she was singing, and I said, "You're a really great singer. Maybe you'll be a singer like Cat, because I know that that's what she wanted to do."
Yeah.
And then she said, "Well, I'm gonna be a ballerina, but maybe Cat can sing, and I can dance."
Oh, that is so cute.
You think? And then she
Oh.
goes, "Wait a minute, Cat's gonna be old."
Oh my god.
And I laughed. She's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Nothing, it's just funny."
What?
And then she goes, "No." And then I go, "How old do you think I am?" She goes, 45?
45?
I was humbled so fast. And then she started, and then I said, "Nope, I'm 26.
Uh-huh.
And she, like, you know how she kind of acts like she was joking?
Yeah.
Even though, you know,
She's like, oh yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
I know that.
I know that. So then she was like, "Oh, I actually think you're 75.
Oh.
And I was like, "Okay, whatever." Whatever. I thought that was so funny.
Oh my god.
She thought I was 45.
Also, so when I'm older, I can't sing?
She thinks we're gonna be, like, old when she's grown up.
Like, basically,
Old people. We went different places.
be in, a retirement home?
Yeah, she thought you were gonna be old. She's like, "I'm not gonna be able to dance when she sings because she's gonna be old."
Well, I mean, she's,
I said,
how far in the future is this?
Yeah, and then I said, "In 20 years, I'm gonna be 46 years old." And she goes, "No, you're gonna be 75. I'm like, "Okay, fine."
But she just said that you were 75 now, so she's going back on what she said.
Her math's not mathin'.
The math isn't mathing. Yeah, I like when they kind of humble you.
Yeah, it's great.
It makes me feel really good.
It's fantastic. She humbled me in a different way as well. I am picking her up from school today, and I asked her what she wants for a snack, because I like to bring her little treats. And she said, "I want carrots with ranch." And I'm like, "Okay, that's really good. Is that all? Like, you don't want anything else?"
Yeah.
She's like, "That's all." I'm like, "What do you want to drink? Do you want something special?" She's like, "Not Coke, because that's not healthy.
Oh my god.
I want water with grape flavoring, but not Coke." And
What?
I was literally drinking a root beer. And I was like,
people who drink soda are so disgusting.
She's like, "That's unhealthy." And then at one point, I asked her if she wanted to try my root beer, because she kept eyeing it. I didn't know if she was saying, like, that's unhealthy because she was trying to be cool, or if, like, she actually just wants something healthy. So I was like, "Do you want to try my root beer?" And, like, root beer doesn't have caffeine, so I was like, we're safe here for her to have a little sip. Oh yeah, so I was like, "Do you want to try this root beer?" She's like, she like got a little awkward, and I was like, "You don't have to try it." She's like, "I just don't really like unhealthy things."
Oh my
I was
god.
like, "Okay."
Well, little Miss Ma'am was eating a lollipop when I picked her up one day.
She's, like, so into being healthy at the most random times, and it's, like, weird for a 5-year-old child
To want to be that, like, health conscious. Yeah.
How does she even know?
I don't know. Like, is this something they're saying in school?
I feel like she's been talking a lot about her friends lately, and, like, how cool her friends are, and she wanted to, like, hook a little mini backpack onto her backpack because, like, one of her friends did it. So I feel like maybe
she's trying to be, like, one of the cool kids.
Yeah.
That is really funny.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of, there was the day when she was saying that I'm I'm beautiful because singers have to be beautiful. And she really quickly took it back. But then she was like, well, that's because you wear makeup. I was like, not wearing makeup at the moment. And it was like, so.
When you want to ask so bad, but you don't want to, like, give them weird, like, guilt trauma.
Yeah, and so I was just like, never mind. We're just going to move on.
It's so hard. It's so hard to be a non-toxic grown-up to a 5-year-old.
It's like you have to realize, okay, she's 5.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the grown-up here. Which is
Yeah.
kind of scary.
It's terrifying. It's so scary.
It freaks me out that, like, I see high schoolers walking around and I'm like, those are babies.
I know.
Literal children.
Have you seen, there's a lot going around about how Gen Z is, like, they look old.
Yeah.
And it's been kind of crazy. I'm going to sound so mean, but there have been a lot of TikToks on my For You page where Gen Zers are like, how old do I look? I want to hop on this trend. I want to be offended. And they look so old. Like, in their late 30s old.
I know,
And they're like, they're Gen Z, so they're like in their 20s.
That's I think it's also something else that contributes to it is that they're kind of going with the makeup, the beauty, and fashion trends that make them look a little bit more mature. Like when I was like 13, I was like just smearing blue eyeshadow on my eyes, and like that was it. It was like,
yeah, I mean, I didn't look like an adult until like 2 years ago.
Sometimes people still don't think I'm really an adult.
Someone came to my house that I own. Oh, yeah. And they're like, is your mother home? Are your parents home? I'm like, excuse me?
My what?
I literally didn't know how to answer that. I was like, I'm the homeowner. Because I was getting something done, like, and they needed to know, they needed to speak to the homeowner. So it was someone I called. They still didn't believe me, so they like read my name off, and they were looking for me, and I'm like,
that's me.
That's me.
They just start like calling into the house. Hey,
are you in there? Are you in there? This is
it's me.
And then this guy was like, what? I thought you were 16. And I was like, nope. And he's like, I thought you were 16. And then I'm like, I promise I am the homeowner.
That is so funny. I get that too. I was at the doctor, and my doctor was like, has anyone told you that you have like a baby face? And I was like, yeah, they have.
Like how they think they're the first one.
I know. But then she was like, yeah, because I'm like 50 or something. And I get told that a lot too. And I was shocked because I thought she was way younger than that. So she was like, it may be annoying right now, but you will appreciate it.
They always say that,
but
and it's annoying. Like, I do appreciate it.
I do appreciate it, but
even in my 20s, I enjoy that people don't think I'm old.
Yeah.
But, like,
old.
At the same time, I also tend to not ever care what anyone thinks, and not just in, like, I'm a hipster way. But, like, in a literal, I brush it off because too many people say too many things for me to ever care. So, like, it doesn't bother me if someone goes, you look old. Yeah. So, yes, I appreciate that people think I look young. But, like, at the same time, I don't really care. I want to age. I want to age.
Yeah, I mean, aging is a good thing. It means you're alive.
Exactly. Exactly.
So people forget. But, I mean, you were there when I was getting my hair done for my engagement shoot, and she's like, you're still young, why are you getting married? Even knowing my age. I guess I was kind of young, but I feel like people treat me like I'm younger because I also look like I'm younger, even if they know what my age is. Yeah. Which is strange.
Yeah, that's one of the weirdest things, is they still, like, will treat you like you're 16, even though...
But then in, like, my friend groups, I feel like I'm the mom.
Mm-hmm.
So...
You have that maternal vibe.
Maternal vibe.
Mm-hmm. The other thing, though, is a very popular plastic surgery, I guess. I don't know. A very popular aesthetic for Gen Z is getting it's called buccal fat removal.
Yes.
It's getting your lower face fat removed. So if they're wondering why they look older, that's literally why. Like, there's this one girl who, she kept, like, they were saying it was maybe just her makeup, and, like, she took off her makeup, she did, like, young person makeup, she still looked so old. And it's just because she, like, got her face, I don't know that for sure. She just might not have face fat. And I'm not judging, because I actually think, like, plastic surgery is fun. It's great. More power to you. And, like, people just go with the trends. They always will. It's just that trends now you can see more, whereas in the past everything was more secretive. But, like, so I'm not against the buccal fat removal, but if they're wondering why, that's literally why.
And, like, I'm not against any kind of, like, enhancements or anything, but as long as it's not saying I'm doing this because the other way looks bad.
Exactly.
Because then you're making other people be like, oh, do I need to do this?
Exactly.
So that's where the line is drawn. I have a question for you.
I started to panic.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
This is going to make no sense to anyone.
Okay.
But does my house smell okay?
Yeah. It smells like you had a candle lit.
Good.
Why?
Because before you came here,
you poop up a storm?
I had no, I really felt like mac and cheese, but I don't eat dairy, so I made.
So you did poop up a storm?
No, okay, hold on. I had dairy-free mac and cheese, and you know how that stuff smells.
Oh, I do.
So I was just concerned.
That reminds me that my partner was ordering groceries, and he was just adding stuff to the cart. And he always gets, like, bougie groceries because he likes to be healthy, like our niece. So he gets it from Sprouts.
Soda is disgusting.
Soda is gross. So he was ordering Sprouts, and he adds Daya?
Yeah.
Is that how you say it? To the cart because he just thinks he's ordering cheese. Because as much as he is bougie and healthy, he also
doesn't know anything about the brand.
Doesn't really. He usually, like, reads when he gets it, but he'll just, like, add things to the cart. And, like, we love cheese, so no matter how unhealthy cheese is, we will always eat cheese. So he was just adding cheese to the cart.
Yeah.
He added Daya, and I was like, do you know what that is? Because I didn't want to, like, come off as know-it-all-y, but I always do because that is who I am as a person.
Same.
In such, like, an annoying way too, because I don't know anything,
and I hate it. It was kind of like when you said Travis Kelce in the last one, and I was like, don't say it. I was like, actually,
always correct me. I want to say that again. It will save me so much embarrassment. But anyway, I am always a know-it-all, and I never know anything. So usually my know-it-allness goes something like, did you know this? Just, like, wondering if you knew that. And it comes off really annoying, but, like, I really just am hoping to share something that I know that you don't know. And usually how it goes is I'm wrong. That is literally, I am almost always wrong. Like, I will fight and fight and fight until someone goes, actually, I think it's the other way because I read it once. And I go, oh, okay. And then I'll fight their side forever. I am a young generation's worst nightmare. But anyway, that's beside the point. He added Daya to the cart, which, for those of you who don't know, is a vegan cheese.
Yeah.
Very stinky and not, if you're not,
like, accustomed to it, if you didn't grow up eating it like I did, and you kind of did, but you still don't really like it.
I don't mind it. I just have had too much cheese.
Yeah. Well, also when you microwave it, if you heat it up, it smells disgusting. Yeah. So that's,
But it's not good cold. That's the thing.
But you can't eat it cold,
So you have to heat it up.
So then it just smells disgusting.
And the wildest part is I don't even like melted cheese. I like cold cheese. So that's why.
So true. You'd always, like, when we were kids, you go in the fridge and you just start eating handfuls of shredded cheese.
I was thinking about when I was, like, taking our niece to school, I was thinking about how, as adults, we have to pretend that living on your own is not the coolest thing ever.
Like,
so the kids don't go, I want to do that now. It is the coolest thing ever. You could eat as much cheese as you want. Living on my own is the coolest thing ever. It's the coolest thing ever.
I know, you ever, like, I can't remember what the exact circumstance was, but I don't know. I think it was when I first started going out more and, like, going to school and everything. College, not, you know. Anyway, and I'd be out and I'm like, well, I gotta go home. I'm like, I don't have to. Or if I, like, want to go to a store. And I'm like, well, I can do whatever I want.
It's so weird being a grown-up.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
And it's like, you just go and figure out what you want to eat for a meal.
Mm-hmm.
It could be whatever you want.
And that's sometimes the hard part about being an adult, but
Even
it's also the fun part.
Yeah, I also kind of hate it, but...
Especially when you realize, like, oh, like, I do have to still meet my needs of nutrients.
You still have to eat. You still have to be healthy.
We got off track.
I know.
Dea, he added Dea to, there's not going to be enough to the story to keep going on, but I'm going to say it anyway. He added Dea to the cart, as I've said 100 times. And I was like, do you know what that is? Mm-hmm. Instead of just saying, hey, that's vegan cheese. Are you aware of that? Because it's kind of gross. Oh, there's our sponsorship. There goes that.
Oh man, that's out the door.
That's gone.
Well, now the listeners know for sure that we're not sponsored.
Even though we've said their names 100 times.
Dea
cheese. He added Dea cheese to the cart. So I'm like, do you know what that is? And he's like, what do you mean?
What do you mean?
Do you know what that is? What you just added to the cart?
He's like, cheese?
Yeah, he's like, I just wanted some cheese. This is way more dramatic. How it actually went down was, do you know what that is? And he's so used to me by now, he goes, nope. I go, that's vegan cheese. And he goes, oh. And he removes it from the cart. That's actually what happened.
But this is more entertaining this way.
But
do you know what that is?
I go, do you know what that is? And he goes, it's cheese. I just wanted some cheese. And I went, bro, that is...
Oh my god, listen to this.
Listen to this. You are going to love this. That's vegan cheese and it's disgusting. And then he removed it.
So you didn't even end up getting it.
No, he didn't get it. He just removed it because I said it was gross.
He's like, oh, okay. Wasn't as dramatic as it sounded.
Oh, I love to do this thing where I'm the most insecure person in the whole world about the wrongest things. That's not a word. So I will cook something and I will go, this is disgusting. Here you go.
Same.
And then he goes, no thank you. He started going, no thank you, because he doesn't want to eat something that's disgusting.
If you're like, this is actually so disgusting, you may throw up. Here you go.
I literally am like, this is too mushy and it's gross and it smells weird, but here's dinner. And he goes, I'm good.
I do the same, but what I usually do is, so, like, I made this, but honestly, I think it's probably really bad. So I really hope it turned out okay, but I think I added way too much seasoning or not enough. So just taste it and let me know. And if there's too much seasoning, I'll just try to, like, dissect it, take all the seasoning, and just, like, keep going.
That's a clip. That's a great clip. That is a clip for TikTok. Anyway, clip it. Yeah, I'll be like, and it's not limited to food.
Yeah, that's true.
It can be anything. I can be like, sometimes I make him things that are like arts.
Arts.
That's not what I meant to say. Or like, I made him a little bunny one time.
Oh.
I crocheted him a little bunny. Looks like it came out of your nightmares because it was when I just took up crocheting again. And I am not used to making little stuffed things anymore. And I was like, this is really scary, but here.
This is terrible.
He's like, he still has it on his desk though, so.
Aww.
Must not be that scary.
No, but I always do that thing too. Like when I drew a picture for our anniversary and I was like, it's a little off. It's a little bit, I don't know. I think I didn't put enough beard on your face. I should add that. I can add that.
My problem is if I don't say it, I don't want them to say it, so I say it first.
That's why I think it's a defense mechanism.
Yeah.
It's a little unhealthy. It's like, don't tell me something's wrong with it. I'll say it first. Even when I'm in, like, voice lessons, I'll sing something and go, oh, that was terrible. Sorry. And my teacher's like, calm down.
I had to learn to not do that with work because it does, as I learned from the food situation with my partner, it literally puts it in their head.
Yeah.
And then they might agree. Luckily, he likes almost everything I actually cook, but sometimes for some reason I do it with things that I have nothing to do with, where I'll like drink a juice that I bought, and I'll go, this is gross, do you want it?
Do you want it?
Just because I'm like, I don't want this, do you want it? When, was it gross or was I just done?
Yeah.
And then he's like, especially when it's not something I cooked, because usually he'll eat something I cooked because he understands, but like, it's something I just like, I'm like, here, I don't want this, it's disgusting.
It's disgusting.
He'll go, nope, I'm good.
I feel like growing up, whenever we would have something that we were like, oh, this tastes disgusting, like the other one would be like, let me try. I want to see how gross this is. Yeah. But whenever I try to do it with my husband, I'm like, oh my god, this smells so bad. He's like, no. Why would I want to smell it?
But don't you get a little offended? Because when
he's like, experience it with me.
When literally, when he started saying, because at first he would like take whatever I was giving him, and now since he says no, it makes me feel a little bit sad.
You're like, okay.
And now I've had to learn to stop.
Yeah. Well, you're also used to, for some reason, you can hand me anything. I realized that one time you just handed me something. I was like, oh, I just like ate it. I think one time you gave me like a pill. I was like, oh.
See, it's easy if you have the confidence.
Yeah.
When I decide I just want him to eat something or have something, I will just hand it to him. And he'll take a bite and then go, what is this?
What was that?
But if I start talking about it, all bets are off.
It's too late.
But I do feel like I could hand you something and go, this is gross. Try it. And you'd go, okay.
Probably. The only thing that I won't try is like oysters and stuff like that. Like when we're at restaurants. My husband.
Have you ever had oysters?
No.
They're horrible.
I will never.
They're little like mucusy looking like tongues.
I know. I think honestly, I may have lied a couple times when we were out because his dad likes oysters a lot, so I'll be like, oh, I just don't like oysters. I've never had them. I don't want to eat them.
Don't eat them. I've had a lot of shellfish.
Okay.
I don't know if it's gross or if I got traumatized because sometimes they're sandy.
Oh, see, that's what
in
I
the
think
story,
about too.
Like our mom had found a bunch of baby crabs and ever since then have not touched shellfish. Even shrimp pushes it for me.
Okay.
I'm like, it has to be the cleanest, freshest shrimp, and there cannot be a little line.
Oh,
that's poop.
Yeah, I know.
It's literally poop.
I have ups and downs with shrimp. Sometimes I love it, and then sometimes I'm like, this is terrifying, because they're kind of like little bugs, almost. Like sea bugs.
They are.
And it ekes me out. But then sometimes I'm like, this is a good sea bug.
So we went to the fair. So my partner and I went to the fair this weekend. And my whole thing was I wanted to pet cows.
Yeah.
And we almost missed the fair because this weekend was the last weekend. And it was raining. So on Saturday, I was like, oh my gosh, we're not going to get to go to the fair. And I don't like changing plans because I'm slightly autistic. And which, I'm sorry, we'll go back to that.
Okay.
Remind me slightly autistic if I forget.
Okay. By the way, you are.
So, the fair. So, my whole thing is I wanted a pet cat. I just held my breath when I was thinking. Okay. So my whole thing about the fair is I wanted to pet cows. We almost missed it. We ended up going on Sunday, even though it was rainy. But he knows how much I love to not miss our plans, so he went with me, even though it was pouring rain and it was freezing. So we just had our little umbrella, and I had a little hood. No, I didn't. I ended up not bringing my hoodie and just being freezing. And
I was like, no, I lied.
Yeah, I lied. But anyway, I wanted to pet cows, so we like went to the animals. The cows were like one of the last ones we saw, I think. And it was so sad. The last day of the fair is so sad. They're all so done. The cows were so done. And it already makes me a little sad because I know some of them are going to get eaten.
Yeah.
I think a lot of them are, well, there was a dairy cow section. Was there? No, there was a maternity ward. But anyway,
Maternity.
on our way back, he's like, "Do you want chicken or beef?" And I was like, instantly, I was like, "Beef," because I prefer beef over chicken. And I went, because like, there's always that little, previously being vegan / vegetarian for like 10 years, there's that little thing in your brain that goes, and I was like, and he was like, "What?" And I was like, "Beef." And he's like, "What?" And I was like, "Cows."
Cows. I can't. I just pet cows. I can't eat them.
Yeah, it felt so wrong. But we also saw chickens, so we saw some cool chickens, bro.
Really?
Yeah, there were like, because all of the animals they have there are ones that have been bred to get awards. Which, when I was a kid, we went to the fair. No idea that's what the fair was, but it's like award-winning animals. They're best animals. So there's some like weird patterns on their feathers and everything. It was the coolest thing ever. I met the coolest baby goat. Oh my gosh. I miss it.
I want a baby goat.
You know that picture I sent you of me holding baby goat?
Yeah.
I posted it elsewhere because I love that picture so much, and it needs to be displayed everywhere. And so I posted it on my social media, and everyone was like, "Oh, it's just snuggling into you. It's so happy. Oh my gosh, it loves you." That picture, it is a miracle that picture was captured. I picked it up, which you're not allowed to do. We found out after. But, like, the lady was right there, so she would have told me. I picked it up, and it started, like, squirming, which is why its head was in my shoulder. And I was like, oh, I put it down. So, that picture is fake news.
It looked like it was snuggling, but it was like, free me.
So, I see that picture, and I'm like, my baby. And then I go, aw.
That was not real. Oh, you said to remind you.
Slightly autistic. Mm-hmm. Oh, how is being autistic cool now? It's Trisha Paytas, who I love, I think.
You think? I know what you mean.
Trisha Paytas, who I love, she made a comment on a podcast. It might be her podcast. I don't remember if she was on her podcast or a different podcast. But anyway. And she said, someone said they were autistic. And she said, oh, that's cool. Like, being autistic is in now. And I was, like, slightly offended. But then now, everyone is either joking that they're autistic, which seems wrong and seems like the same thing as using the R word. Because saying, like, oh, that person's autistic because they're acting a little weird seems like something that's a little wrong.
Yeah, that's not what we're supposed to be doing,
and
guys.
Also not fair because growing up, autism was a great shame, and I don't think it should be. I'm not saying it should stay that way, but like,
don't also. There needs to be a balance. Like,
I know.
Don't romanticize it.
Uh-huh.
You still have struggles.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean that there's anything. It doesn't make you lesser, but also don't be like, oh, actually, we all want to have like.
I know in the grand scheme of things, it's actually going to be good because all of these celebrities and social media influencers and podcasters coming out saying like, oh, I was just diagnosed as autistic. That's going to end up making the world an easier place for actually autistic people.
Yeah.
So that's good, and people can be a little more like aware of autism as a whole. But at the same time, it's just like, you at 30 years old got diagnosed with autism, which is just as valid. I'm not saying it's not. It is just as valid, but you're announcing it to the world immediately. You're not even sitting with. You should absorb that information for a minute. Like, sit with it. What does it mean to you, you know?
Looks, also getting a diagnosis isn't 100% always. Anyway?
Yeah, you don't gotta tell me. I've been diagnosed with literally everything.
Everything.
And I'm very open about mental health.
Yeah.
And I understand everyone has their own struggles. But I also think, like, Trisha Paytas saying it's in and then suddenly everyone being like, yeah, I have it, is, like, a little wild.
It's kind of frustrating because it seems almost like it's going to start to get the treatment that things like depression and even anxiety, because people will just be like, oh, I'm so depressed. Even though that's a thing.
Which I suppose you could say, if I'm saying, oh, I'm sorry, that was autistic of me. I guess that, me saying that's offensive and not saying someone who says, like, oh, I'm depressed is a little offensive. I guess that's also kind of hypocritical of me, so.
No, I didn't mean it like that. I was just saying that it seems like slowly we're like almost normalizing using the terms incorrectly.
That's my problem is all of it is extremely serious and dangerous if
Yeah.
you don't have a handle on it or if you're not aware of what it actually is doing to your brain. So, like, we're becoming very, our newer generations are becoming more educated, which is amazing. Yeah. But it's also almost being made light of.
Exactly. I mean, even when you say something about being OCD, it's never actually OCD.
I saw something recently where someone was talking about how that's actually problematic, the way people talk about OCD, because, and it's like, it's not cool. It's not cool to say something that you're not when you're talking about something that's an actual struggle.
Exactly.
That people deal with on a regular basis.
But yeah, that's what I worry is going to happen also with autism and everything like that. Just
also, how wild is it to say autism is in right now? That is a wild thing to say. I hope Trisha comes on our podcast just because, but that is a wild thing to say.
Maybe she can come on here and explain herself.
Yeah.
Explain yourself.
Imagine we had a famous guest on this podcast in our studio.
At my house. My torn apart living room.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Yeah. Anyway, that was our serious talk.
Yeah, that was our serious talk.
Back to
oh yeah, so I went to go see a friend last weekend. And we had an experience that we literally at one point we were just like turned to each other. We're like, what is happening? Like, are we stuck in some like time warp or whatever?
Okay. I'm excited. I'm so excited.
It's not as wild as it sounds. But in the moment, it felt like it.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to an outlet mall, right? First off, this doesn't have anything to do with what eventually is going to happen, but it just contributed to all the weird things happening. Is that, like, we couldn't find a parking spot, so I'm trying to turn it into a parking spot. People keep stealing them. Finally, I do what I never like to do.
Wait for a
parking spot. But I waited
spot.
for a parking spot.
I've been there.
Which I really don't like to do that, especially because when people do that to me, it makes me panic.
Sometimes you gotta do it.
But I did it. Okay, someone starts approaching from the other direction. I'm like, don't you dare. And then they don't. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that would be terrible.
The person leaves. Because, like, I have my blinker on and everything, you know?
Yeah.
The person leaves. I'm turning into the spot. There's a woman in the parking spot.
Like, just a person?
Yeah. And she just goes, and she's, like, gesturing to me. And I'm, like, mid trying to turn into it. But she's standing in there. And my friend's like, just go into the spot. I'm like, no, I can't. She's like, she'll move. I'm like, I can't. I'm sorry, I can't. I don't want to do that. And then she starts pointing to a car, and she's like, basically saying she's saving that spot. You know, I've been waiting.
You can't save a spot by standing in it.
By standing in it, because what choice did I have? I wasn't gonna go try to run her over.
That's against the rules.
Yeah, you can't save it with a person and not a car.
That is against driving etiquette.
Yeah. And so for a second I was just sitting there and the lady's looking at me and I'm looking at my friends like, just go in the spot. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that. Also, I don't like confrontation. If I did that, then I feel like we'd get out of the car and then she'd be like, blah, blah, blah.
Smashing your headlights. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I leave that parking spot and then whoever she was saving the spot for went in there. And I was just like, how dare you? How dare you? Anyway, I ended up finding a better spot like right near the front. So I was like, But anyway, so we were in the parking lot for a very long time trying to get a spot. To the point where we were starting to look for different ones. Like different outlet malls.
That's horrible.
Anyway, all of this is I guess it is kind of related because at this point, we'd already driven like half an hour from where we were before. And then we were in the parking lot for a while. Mm-hmm. We really needed to go to the bathroom. Mm-hmm. Like really bad. So we get out. And we start walking through this outlet mall trying to find the restrooms. And we keep finding little corridors where it's like, has like a Coca-Cola machine, and we're like, oh, it's here. Not a bathroom. We go to the food court, because usually food courts have bathrooms, right?
As they should, yes.
No bathroom in the food court. We're like, okay. And she's confused because she goes to this outlet mall. And she's like, this has never been this difficult. I'm confused. I swear they're like, here. We pull up a map, and she's like, okay, there's one by this store. We walk around, and it takes 10 years to even to find our way around because the whole thing we're just like walking in circles, like, wait, where is this? Where is this? Because the bathrooms aren't on like Google Maps, they're on the mall website.
Mm-hmm.
So we couldn't actually look like, oh, go this way, go that. We keep passing things and be like, oh, this is the bathroom, right? Nope. Finally, we make it to the one that we found. It's probably been like 15 minutes at this point. We've been trying to find a bathroom this entire time. We go in there. There's a huge line. For the women's bathroom, of course. The men's bathroom never has a line. What's up with that? Anyway.
Because they get to have 3 billion urinals.
That's
because
true.
They get to pee in front of each other. Women don't care. We would pee in front of each other.
We would. I feel like we would more than men would.
Yeah, plus, like, they have to, like... What they pull out matters to them. You know?
What they pull out? That's true.
It's
like,
true. Like, they can judge each other on that.
Yeah.
It's not like I have to, like, show my boobs to a woman. We just sit.
Exactly.
We just sit. Like, we
just sit.
could just chat.
You don't even really have to see anything. You just sit down.
You know women would be polite, too.
But anyway.
I'm sorry. Way off.
I guess what it was is that the bathroom that we were at, the women's bathroom was, like, out of order or something. So every single woman was lining up for the single bathroom. Like, the family one. So we wait in that line for probably like 10 minutes, and it's also just the most weird, chaotic thing because it's like inside of a hallway, and in it, it's like there's no air conditioning. It was extremely hot, and then there's like claw machines going off, so playing like this like wild music and flashing lights, and we're just like, so we're waiting, and then the line is like barely moving. So then we're like, we need to find a different one. So we go out and we're like, okay, it's okay. We can do this. We find a different one on the map. She clicks on a completely different one. We walk around an entire circle. We go into one. It's the same one from the other side. We literally were like, we walked all the way around
when you could have kept your place in line.
It was the same one. And we looked at it and we were just like, I can't, why is this so difficult? But then at that point, we're not going to get back in line. We're going to go find a different one. So we start walking around again, and she starts going to another one. I'm like, girl, that is the same one. Do not go in there. It was like we were stuck in this, like, thing. Finally, we find one, and it looks exactly the same. So we just kind of turn to each other like, did we somehow make it back again? Even though it was a different one on the map. It was a different one, and it was open. And we were like, thank goodness. But I think it was 40 minutes.
The Twilight Zone.
It literally felt like that. Like, we kept going into a door and going through a portal back into that same one.
You're just trapped in a bathroom. That's your hell.
Literally. I was like, is this purgatory? After that, we were just like, what do we do now?
Let's go home.
I just want to go home.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I don't like that. That sounds spooky.
And she kept saying she's been there and never had this problem.
That sounds like something that can only happen to you guys, because I know who this friend was. This could only happen to the two of you.
You know, I'd probably say it was Ash.
Yeah. Shout out. We'll have her on the podcast at some point.
It was a wild time.
Yeah. That sounds crazy.
Meanwhile, we were, like, dodging all the people who are like, ooh, your hair. I want to straighten your hair.
I hate that. When we're at the fair, to get into the fair, we have to walk through one of the expo buildings. It was the same building you graduated in. So it's like, that's where it was. And, but anyway, you know how at the fair, the inside area is scary because there's tons of people.
Yeah. Not
the arts market.
Yeah.
The, like, Verizon.
Yeah.
Has a booth. Terrifying.
Terrifying.
We had to, and it's, both of us are extremely shy and antisocial. So we had to walk through that. And people were like, ma'am, do you have Verizon? And I was like,
I do. I already do.
I have started to, like, I'm sorry. I was going to say he's rubbing off on me, and then I was going to say that's what she said, and then
You went through all that in your head just now.
And then I just stopped. I'm starting to take his advice by just ignore them. Who cares if they think you're a bad person? Who cares if they go, that person sucks and they're rude? Why does it matter? They're never going to see you again.
That's true.
Even though my anxiety goes, I want everyone to like me, even if it's someone who's annoying me. But like, so I've started to do what he does and just, I don't have to acknowledge them. I just walked.
Oh, that's what I do.
I don't like that.
Well, what I do is I just pretend that I didn't hear them. I don't look at them and then keep walking. I'm literally just like...
Yeah, that's what he does, and it still makes me feel very nervous and like they're going to think I'm rude, but why do I care? I shouldn't.
How are they going to prove that you...
I have, like... I think I have the most possible social anxiety. I actually do.
Yeah.
Like, even around my friends who I love and adore, I have the most social anxiety possible. Possible.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel like my social anxiety has gotten a lot better. Other kinds of anxiety, not really. Social anxiety, well, it depends on who I'm around, though, honestly.
I feel like that's also one of those things that exposure therapy helps a lot, where, like, you're around a lot of people.
Yeah.
You're around a lot of friends. So and you don't really have a choice either.
Yeah.
When I was around a lot of people, and I had to because of where I worked, it was still terrible, and I still cried a lot, but my friends were, like, my safe space.
Yeah.
But now it's, like, even my friends are, like...
You're not comfortable?
I'm just, like... Yeah. Well, it's different, like, my partner, you, and our other sister, and our mom are probably the only people I actually feel comfortable around. And kind of your husbands.
I was gonna say, I feel like it would be, like, almost there.
Yeah, like, I love your husbands as my own brothers.
Yeah.
So, they fit into that as long as you're there. Well, I don't know, because our other sister's husband, I feel like I'm never around him unless it's just him and me. So, I don't really feel weird around him.
Yeah.
I don't feel
He's my father.
Yeah. He's our father. I don't feel weird around your husband. It's just I always say things that are problematic. And then I think about it over and over for the rest of my life. Because I feel like we bounce off of each other weird.
We do. Oh, you do. Okay, I thought you were talking. You guys do bounce off each other weird. I feel like we
argue a little, but in a play way.
But he, like, adores you.
Yeah, I still feel like I could be better.
You could not be better. Do you know how many times I'll be like, oh, and we may meet blah, 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 blah. And he's just like, just invite her over for coffee. Like, tell her to come over. And he'll, like, literally, very frequently, he's like, just invite her over. I'm like, she's busy.
Oh.
I would love to see her every day, but she's busy.
She's busy. She's a grown-up.
Yeah. He's like, just invite him over.
I know I don't, like, cherish my friendships enough. I should be spending more time with people, but I just am like...
You gotta do what makes you comfortable.
I don't, though. I had this conversation with my partner last night, and because he was actually saying something, I'm not gonna get into it because it's very personal. Yeah. And his own thoughts, but
he was saying this and this. He was telling me his deepest, darkest secrets, and this is what they were.
No, but I told him, like, I want him to do what makes his brain feel comfy. Then he went on a whole spiel, because he's also a know-it-all, and I love him for it. He went on a whole spiel about how, like, you should not do things only because you're comfortable with them, and how it helps to do things that make you feel less comfy.
Yeah.
So I probably need to take that attitude more and just do things.
Yeah, I think you need to find a good balance. You don't want to push yourself too far, because then that'll just make everything worse.
One of the last times I went out with a friend, I came back and I just sobbed. I think I told you this. I don't know if I told the podcast this. I don't know why I would.
I don't know if I told them about the time I sobbed.
Sobbed because I was like, that was hard. And I love this friend.
It's difficult, though. It can be just draining, especially when you're an introvert. It doesn't mean that you don't like people. It means that you get drained.
Yeah, that's the thing is my social battery is like... Isn't it cool, though, how... You're an introvert, right?
Yeah.
So being an introvert, isn't it cool how, like, your husband doesn't count?
Yeah.
How does that? Why is that a thing?
Sometimes, like, I look at him and I'm like, there's a man in my house.
I do that too, and sometimes I say it, and he's like, "What?"
Well, the other day, it was actually really sweet. The other day, he just turned to me. I think we were just, like, having dinner. Or, I don't know, we were watching. I don't know, he just turned to me and was just like, I have a whole person. She's, like, my person. I was like,
that's adorable.
Yeah.
That's so cute. I've been, like, feeling the love lately. I don't know why.
Was it Valentine's Day?
We didn't celebrate Valentine's Day at all. Because I had to work for Valentine's Day. And Valentine's Day doesn't really mean a lot to me. Neither does any holiday, because a lot of it's just work. So it was funny because I work upstairs.
Upstairs?
Yeah. My office is upstairs in our house. And I came down after work, and he was like, what do you want to do? And I was like, is this because Valentine's Day? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, I actually don't want to do anything. Like, just, I want you to do what makes you happy. We don't have to do anything special. We don't have to, like, go anywhere, which we couldn't anyway, because everyone's always reserved here for holidays and weekends. So we're not going to go anywhere. I know he doesn't actually want to. He wants to do it because it would make me happy, but
felt obligated.
Yeah, I just wanted him to do whatever. So we just chilled. So we didn't really celebrate.
Yeah, we will sometimes do things. I think last Valentine's Day, it was our first one married, and we didn't do anything. We're just like, meh. I don't care. This Valentine's Day, he brought me flowers, and then we went to dinner. We didn't have a reservation. It was just a smaller place, so it didn't really matter. But, like, we don't usually do anything that wild. But it's funny because the things that I find sweet are, like, different. Like, yesterday, he went to the store, and he came back, and he had, like, my favorite soup, and he got a little hot sauce for me, because we had to throw my hot sauce away. It was expired. I didn't realize how fast hot sauce expires.
What? I didn't know that.
I was confused.
I didn't know it ever expired.
I didn't realize that, because he told me, oh, I had to throw out your Tabasco. I was like,
Tabasco expires?
I was like,
it's spicy. What? It cleans itself.
A part of me cleans itself. Part of me is like, are you sure?
Yeah, I don't think I buy.
Are you sure? But anyway, like, that was sweet to me. Just my little hot sauce.
I love that. I think things like that are cute too. Yeah. It's like, just get me little things that I like, or even if you don't know I like it. He was getting groceries and he got a turkey wrap, a prepared turkey wrap in groceries. And I don't know why, but last night he didn't feel like cooking, so he goes, do you want the turkey wrap I got you? And I went, not right now, thanks. But in my head I was like,
that's what I was expecting. Like, actually, no, I hate that.
No, I'm good, thanks. No, but I ate it later. I like the wrap. That's not the point. The point was I wasn't hungry. But anyway, the actual point is, in my head, I probably should have said it to him, but in my head I went, I did not know he got that for me, and I think that's the cutest thing ever.
Yeah.
Also, though, I don't know if you're like this, but when he gets groceries, I feel like I can't eat them. Because trauma.
I know what you mean, because I feel like there's certain things where I'm like, oh, can I have one of these? And he's like, what? But
that's the thing, like, I've gotten more comfortable, but now I have to ask.
Yeah, I feel like I've gotten past that point now. It still gets to the point, like, if there's, like, one banana left, I'm like, okay, well, I'm not gonna eat that. It's the last one. But
I only recently told him that I never eat the last thing. And I'm surprised he hasn't noticed, because he also he doesn't eat things he doesn't want. So he's not, if he sees a rotting banana, he's not gonna eat it because it's going bad. He's gonna figure she'll eat it, or we'll throw it away, or we'll give it to our birds. But like, but like, I don't think he noticed that it can be a box of crackers and I won't eat the last portion. Unless it's, but that's why I like things that are just mine. I like when he hates things.
That's true, because we also have very different tastes. Me and my husband. You and I have... actually, we may have different tastes sometimes.
I'm weird because I usually say I don't like gross healthy things, but then I will randomly eat gross healthy things.
Yeah. No, I mean, just like... I was thinking of something specific that now I can't think about. But it's like, you know, like he doesn't like pickles or olives or...
Mine doesn't either. My thing doesn't either.
My thing doesn't
like... He hates olives and pickles.
You know about... I think this is from... Maybe from like How I Met Your Mother. I don't know because I have not watched it. But the olive theory.
I don't.
It's like if your partner doesn't like olives and you like olives or vice versa, it means like you're like a good pair. I don't know. It's weird.
Interesting.
It's like you're meant to be together because you can have the
olives that they don't want.
Yeah.
Even though I feel like pickles would make more sense because olives is a weird thing that doesn't really come on a lot of things.
Yeah.
Olives is just a strange...
I don't know why it's an olive. I could be recalling it wrong, but I feel like it is the olive theory, which is weird.
Yeah.
But yeah.
There are these crackers that I really like, and I don't know if I like them because they're tasty, or if they're actually gross, and I like them because they're mine. Because he won't eat them because he doesn't like them. So I think I just get them because he doesn't eat them. Which, it's funny because he has the most... like share mindset to where if he will just order something else. If I eat something that he likes and we run out, he'll just order more. So it's never something that's like, you can't eat that because I like that.
Yeah.
But I like get scared because I'm like, but I don't want to eat the last thing that he likes. So I like having my own things. Almond flour crackers from Simple Mills, shout out. So good.
Oh, I've had those, I think.
They have protein because they're almond flour.
I have a couple things of gluten-free crackers, and those are like mine. Like, he doesn't want to eat those. Yeah. So, like, those are mine. I also have, like, cauliflower crackers, which I'm, like, mixed on. They taste like cauliflower, so you just had to be in a certain mood to eat cauliflower crackers.
That sounds good. You know what I'm obsessed with right now? Carrot juice.
Carrot juice.
Not, like, from concentrate or mixed with anything else. Pure... carrot juice. So good.
Wow. I recently rediscovered how much I like baby carrots.
I freaking love carrots.
Like, I got them to roast them for dinner, but I was just like snacking on them while I was making it.
All forms of carrots. Carrot juice, cooked carrots, baby carrots, whole carrots, frozen carrots, canned carrots. Sorry. Any carrot.
Carrot cake.
Carrot cake.
See, not only do I not like canned carrots, I have recently discovered that I hate frozen carrots too. We get them. He loves them. I can't. I can't.
Why?
Like, I'll eat them, but you know when you eat something, you're just like, just be done soon. And I just eat it, and yeah.
Wow, I love carrots, so I can't really...
I don't know, it's not carrots, because I love actual carrots. It's them being frozen, the texture or something, I don't know.
It is a strange texture.
Yeah, I'm not into it. Yeah.
But anyway, I've been feeling the love. Not just because
Yeah.
Valentine's Day, but just because, like, I feel warm and fuzzy.
Love.
And sometimes I see him and I'm like, what is this? Like, we've almost lived together for a year now. Kind of. Like, a couple months out. But, like, we've almost lived together for a year.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't get old.
I know, because that's what people always are like, oh, well, wait until you've been together for this long and you're gonna hate each other.
Yeah.
Why would I want to be with someone who I would hate?
Yeah.
Tell me that. Like, I still get excited when I see him. Actually, when I've had my friends over, they always make fun of us because if he gets home from work, I'll go run and, like, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Like, so I go like, ah! And I go run across the room and I hug him. And so they will, like, do it to each other to, like...
Oh, mock you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you know what? You wish you had...
Snap. You wish you had a husband.
You wish you had a husband.
Husbandless.
Old husbandless.
Old husbandless whore.
What?
That's what you said about your friend.
No, I didn't. I'm older than my husband. What?
No, you're
older.
not.
I'm not older
that's
than my
not
husband.
true.
I'm older than my friend. friends anyway. So if I called them old, what would I be saying about me?
Have you ever gotten your husband flowers?
I'm thinking. I feel like I did.
I saw your little boop.
I was like trying to remember. I feel like I did.
I want to get my partner flowers. I feel like he'll be like,
what?
Yeah.
I think that I did. I know. Yeah, I think I. Actually, you know what? I think it was last Valentine's Day when I said we didn't do anything. I brought him flowers.
Oh.
A little stuffed animal.
That's so cute.
Guys deserve to get flowers too.
They do. Flowers are pretty.
Yeah. He really likes plumerias though, and I feel like you don't see those.
That is so random. I think I want to get him a little flowers and then I could put them on his desk.
That'd be cute.
And he could see it every day until he doesn't take care of them and they die. Because it won't be a plant, because it's definitely not going to take care of them.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep my flowers alive.
I can see that.
I need to
beautiful.
replant them because I looked at the roots like you said too, and I can see it like a little bit.
Oh, good. If it's as long as it's not like caked and
but
roots.
Still, I got another planter, and I'm gonna put in a bigger one.
That's fantastic. You're doing great. They look amazing, and that's a great spot for them.
That's the only place I could think to put them.
Yeah, because it actually gets sun.
Yeah, I have a history with plants.
I killed that plant finally. I'm sorry.
Wait, the poinsettia or whatever? Oh my god, that was still alive?
Yeah, Ralph peed in it, and there's no going back.
You should probably clarify who Ralph is.
Oh, Ralph's a cat. Old Ralph peeing in plants. Old Uncle Ralph. He can't stop peeing in the dirt.
I can't breathe. I'm crying. I just imagine what someone out of context would.
Ralph peed in it.
Because Ralph is also not like a normal pet name.
It's like the name of an old man. It's like Ralph escaped from the senior living center. Just started peeing in things again.
I literally can't stop crying. Oh, okay. I'm okay.
You look so cute when you laugh. I wish my face looked like that. I just turned into a big red apple. Do I want to talk about that yet? Ralph peed in the plant. I want to finish this because we're going to keep getting off track. So it died, naturally. Luckily, my father cactus is still alive. I have a cactus who is my dad. And it's because of a dream I had. And I also got some new flowers. You were there.
Oh, that's true.
And I have... So you know how I ended up getting the big planter and then the little planter?
Yeah.
It fits... I don't know if I sent you the picture of both of them, but the big one fits perfectly on the door of my fence, and then the little one sits on the side of the fence that connects to the wall. So the door can still open. It's amazing, but I haven't... It's been like 1 week, and I haven't hung the other two yet. So they're all planted, they're all watered and safe and happy.
Yeah.
But I haven't hung the other two yet.
Okay.
But they're doing so good. They look so pretty.
That's so exciting.
If anyone doesn't know, there's a flower called Snapdragon, and it's really cool because you push on its face, and it opens its little mouth, and it has little teeth. I showed our mom this.
Yes.
She was so happy. It brightened my whole day because you weren't there when I showed her, but she got so excited. I wish I would have like recorded it if I would have known. And then Catherine came. I was like, can I share her name? I don't know. I like how I think that on the wrong people. And then Catherine came and met us there at the plant place. Yeah. And our mom showed her, and she was so excited.
Plant place trademark.
Lowe's.
She was really excited,
and then she showed her, and then she went home, and I think she showed her everyone she lives with. I'm like, I just made her day by showing her flowers.
It was really cute.
It was adorable.
The excitement was real. The other day, I was at a store with my mom and my husband, and throughout the store. You know, if there were like pillows, if there was anything with a texture, we would both just touch it. Like
as you do.
You have to.
Also, how you spread COVID, but that's okay.
I know, but I'm clean.
I'm clean. It's like an STD.
I'm clean. So we're walking by and we're touching or something. You know, you pick something up because you're like, oh, I gotta see what it's like. And like, my husband is just like with the cart. And he's just watching it.
He's just watching it go down.
And like, we keep doing the same exact things. And it's like, I don't think that she noticed at first because I would do something, but I was behind her, and then she would go to like something else and do the same. Like, we were doing the same exact stuff. And so I was just like, well, now you know where I get it from. Mm-hmm. Why I have to, if I see like a blanket, something with a weird texture, must touch.
It's funny because my brain knows what textures feel nice even if I've never touched them before. And some things I have to touch.
Oh, there was one, it was like a pitcher. And it looked like glass, but I was like, I feel like it's not actually glass. So I went by it and I went ding ding on it. Ding.
That makes me mad. I don't like that.
And it was not glass. And I was like, oh.
That's like my suede.
And then our mom came into the aisle and she's the exact same thing.
Ding.
And it was not ding. It was like
things that look like glass but they're plastic makes me mad.
That is what she said. Also.
Irrationally angry.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Why you lying to me? I wanted like a pretty ding. Didn't do it. What was the thing about an apple or something?
What?
You said, oh, my face turns into an apple.
Oh. And you look cute when you blush. I recently have been looking more into makeup, which I probably should have put on good makeup to reflect what I'm about to talk about. But I've been doing some research on makeup. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, I found the coolest makeup brands. They're extremely expensive. But if you ever have like a lottery you win or funds to spare, there's a brand called Merit. Okay, you worked with makeup, so you might know them.
It sounds familiar.
I got everything from Sephora. Ooh. So I don't think it was even at Ulta. Okay.
I used to work at Ulta.
Okay, I can say that. If you want to share that, I just like
it's fine. I don't work there anymore.
But anyway, so there's this girl on TikTok. I wish I knew her name to give her a shout out, but she has red hair. I don't know if it's natural or not, but she has very, very pale skin.
I'm thinking because I feel like I follow all the redheads. So.
I would not know her name.
Okay,
but she does a series about like redhead makeup and the good brands to not make you look like drained or insane. You know how sometimes like yeah, that's what I meant to say. That's what we're saying. I want you to replay that and see what sound came out of my mouth there. That can also be
what
a clip.
If you like put it like backwards? It would say something.
The devil. Anyway, you know when you put on bronzer, you know a lot about makeup, so this might not happen to you. But when I put on bronzer, it looks like I rubbed dirt on my face.
Yeah, I know.
I also just buy makeup because I'm like, that's a makeup I need.
That's a makeup.
Not go by brand, not go by color. Was that worth it?
It was. Oh my god. I swear we haven't like
this is the last of my green clothes, by the way. That was random. Yeah, we're sober right now. I am, at least.
I was about to reference another podcast, and I was like, I don't know if I should do that or not.
You can do
like to the basement yard when he was like, Your turn.
Don't get me started on the basement yard. If you guys watched last week's podcast, you will know that I talked about the basement yard. I didn't reference them, but I said that there's a podcast that I act like they're my best friends, and I pick up on everything they do. I had a feeling that was who you were talking about. That's the only one that I have consistently watched over and over and over. It's a problem. I love them so much. They're an acquired taste because sometimes watching them argue brings like weird trauma.
It's a lot, yeah.
But if I don't see their live show, I am gonna be so sad. Anyway, you got me on the basement yard. I'm not going back. There's no going back.
What was That's like if you suddenly brought up musical theater.
Yeah.
You're done.
This is one of my passions.
You're done. We were talking about something before. Makeup. Bronzer. Dirt? Yeah.
Your turn.
Yeah, no. I was going back, because what I said...
Oh, what I said, was that worth it?
Yeah, because that's a makeup. Okay. What I was going to say is, with bronzer, I found that I will think that it looks like dirt if it's the wrong shade. If it's... Because we're, like, cool-toned. So when we put on warm bronzer, it just looks like we smudged dirt on our faces. So I had to get, like, a cool-toned cream bronzer.
I have so many questions on that, but first I'm going to say this Merit bronzer is, like, way lighter than I would ever think to buy. I think that's my problem is I go, bronzer, meant to be dark.
Yeah.
And then I can't blend it.
My skin tone.
I can't blend it into my face.
Yeah.
The best thing I've ever purchased is this color corrector. It's like Tiger Grass color corrector. To get rid of redness in your face, you get green.
Yeah.
Green. Oh, I looked at that and it looked like it was off, but it's because my eyes weren't adjusted. But anyway.
Has it been an hour and 10 minutes?
What? This is getting easier.
I know. This is too easy.
Okay, we gotta go soon. But
yeah.
I didn't even come prepared.
I know. We were just like, okay.
I need to send you my before and after pictures and the brand because it is amazing. If there's anything worth splurging on, this stuff is so cool. You can just rub it on your face and it just makes your face look like it's not extremely red. That's how
really cool.
That's how I got from blushing or redness in the face to
blushing
this.
Okay,
yeah,
I understand.
That's how it all connects, kids. But that stuff's amazing, and it also makes your pores look invisible. And I have like giant pores in my cheek, which is the stupidest thing. I hate that.
I have like a weird combination skin type.
I have dry skin. Where did that come from?
I get like the dry, flaky skin.
Sometimes I watch that over and over, and I'm like, why am I watching this? Anyway.
This is the best. But yeah, I get that. So I've been trying to figure out what to do about that.
Hyaluronic acid mixed with salicylic acid. Not them together. Put on salicylic acid, let it dry. Actually let it absorb. What I learned is you're supposed to let skincare actually absorb. For a long time before putting on the next, which is annoying when you have, 4 steps, because then it takes forever.
True.
But salicylic acid, you think it's going to dry out your skin, because it does, but put it on your skin except the parts that are actively dry.
Yeah.
So, salicylic acid will shrink the pores. Then you put hyaluronic acid, and it'll get rid of the dryness. Boom, shakalaka. Cool. Then you put a moisturizer, then you put a sunscreen. And if you get the Elta MD sunscreen, it has zinc and...
I got that again, because...
It's amazing. I love that stuff.
I really need to up my skincare routine, though, because... My face has not been...
You look amazing. What I want to do that you might want to go on this journey with me, but it's going to be horrible, is retinoids. Oh, retinoids are the worst for acclimating your skin to, because it will, first of all, purging. That's where purging comes from. That's the main thing that purges your skin. And then it also dries you out. But it'll make you look airbrushed. It's the only thing that can actually get rid of your pores and get rid of wrinkles.
Yeah.
Everyone I see, usually older ladies, who I'm like, why does your skin look airbrushed? They all use retinol.
Yeah, I know that's a big thing. I just haven't really looked that much into it, but
it's really good for your skin. But it's better to start when you're younger, obviously, because preventative as well as getting rid of it. And it's better to get over the hump of purging.
Yeah.
When you can. So maybe we could go on a journey together.
Go on a journey.
But I also don't know if it's best to start with small doses that you can buy drugstore brands, or if you should go straight into tretinoin, which is the biggest. But recently I think Hailey Bieber is the one who is getting it popular again, because she uses it and her skin is amazing.
She does a really good skin.
I just went on 12 different tangents, but what I meant to say is, how do you know we're cool toned? How are we cool toned? What is that? I know what it means because I know photography and photo editing and cool and warm.
We have cooler undertones.
But why? How do you know that?
Well, firstly, you can look at your veins. They're very blue, right? Are yours extremely blue?
They are very blue.
If they show up really blue, then it means that you're more cool toned. Also, technically, I think we may be a little more neutral tone than cool toned, because we have pinkish undertones as well. But I don't know, just because if you look at our skin, it's not that saturated. That's how I think of it.
Interesting.
Our skin isn't...
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, sometimes there's a redness, but if you think of, like, orange, more of an orange hue, there's, like, none of that.
That is true.
There's none of that.
That is true.
And when you go and get warm tone bronzer, it's for those kind of skin tones.
Interesting.
But even if you have dark skin, you can have a cool undertone.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know.
Huh, okay.
I don't think I really explained that very well, but...
No, you did.
It was
I fully understood it.
Okay.
Made all the sense to me.
Yeah. That's how I knew.
Okay. I always get confused when I'm looking for colors and everything because I'm like...
Yeah.
But I recently revamped my makeup.
Yeah.
So.
Usually it would be, like, cool to neutral.
The next thing I need to find is a mascara that I like because this mascara is way too orange. But
yeah.
There's like a... I don't remember the brand, but it's like telescopic mascara from someone.
L'Oreal, I think.
I think so. I don't think they're cruelty-free, so that's another reason I want to find a new brand. But they also are black mascara. And I do not like black mascara on my face.
It's really difficult to find.
I want, like, blonde mascara.
Yeah, there's not, like... You would think that there would be more of an option for that.
Yeah.
Because, of course, redheads, okay, were more rare, but being blonde isn't that rare.
Yeah.
Where's the blonde mascara?
Exactly. There's, like, no blonde... I looked for it. There's no blonde... And I wanted blonde because I usually do, like, blonde stuff on my eyebrows just because, like, I do a lot of stuff to my eyebrows that makes them extremely orange, as you could probably see today. So, like, I put blonde to kind of, like, cancel it out a little.
Now we're just talking about makeup.
Yeah. This week's podcast was a little more serious.
In some ways, and then...
Yeah, then we got a little...
Some was serious and some was extremely not serious. Yeah. It was a little bit more of a roller coaster.
It was. It was definitely less structured. And less, like, let's talk about this, then this, then this.
Was it ever really structured?
No.
No. Have we ever been structured?
Alright. That's all for today, folks.
That's all for today.
You can follow us on 2 Ginger Peas on all forms of social media.
Thank you so much for joining us. Come again.
That's what she said. Also, does that annoy you guys when we do that?
Yeah.
Tell us.
You're not going to be able to tell us for a while, though.
Yeah, I know.
So it's going to be a while until this
We
comes
really
out.
need to get posting.
Yeah.
Anyway, bye.
Bye.